In this edition of RPP News, Nat's track is complete, a twist in the race for Flinders, and it's a great week for people power. Hello, I'm Catie Sharp. Welcome to the latest edition of RPP News, bringing you stories from across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. The upgrade of Nat's track in Frankston has been formally launched in honour of its namesake, the late student Natalie Russell. Natalie's parents, family members and State Upper House MP David Limbrick, who was Natalie's boyfriend at the time of her passing, joined Mayor Nathan Conroy for the launch. 17 doves were released in honour of Natalie, who was murdered in 1993 on her way home from school. Mr Limbrick said the revitalisation of the track meant Natalie will never be forgotten. The battle for the seat of Flinders has been thrown wide open after leading independent Despy O'Connor was forced to suspend her campaign. With only days remaining before the election, Team Despy was informed that their candidate's employment status breached Section 44 of the Constitution. While she hasn't worked in the role or been paid for 18 months, Ms O'Connor is still registered as a public school teacher. She swiftly published a statement explaining the oversight and made clear she has not yet conceded the race. Her campaign manager, Connell Feely, told RPP that Ms O'Connor is devastated for her volunteers and supporters, but it's not over yet.
Over the past 24 hours, we've been consulting with legal experts, and we'll continue to do that over the next 48 hours. For the time being, we will put the everyday activities of our campaign on hold. That's not to say that the campaign is over or that Despy's withdrawn, but we will continue to consult with various legal experts and get their opinion and advice on the matter.
Both Flinders and Dunkley candidates will be facing their communities this week. A Dunkley Candidates Forum is being held this coming Tuesday from 7 p.m. at the Frankston Arts Centre. An independent moderator will facilitate questions from community members, which can be submitted at the event or by commenting on the Facebook livestream. Then the following night on Wednesday, Tracy Hutchison will facilitate the Flinders Candidates Forum, which is taking place at the new Peninsula Auditorium in Mount Martha. So if you've been wanting to learn more about your candidates, this week is your chance. A safe solution has been found for the hundreds of kangaroos trapped on private land at Cape Schanck. The Mornington Peninsula Shire will install one-way gates to allow them to return safely to their natural habitat. This is a solution the Mornington Peninsula Wildlife Action Group proposed late last year. The one-way gates will be installed along the boundary between the privately owned farm and Greensbush. This will create a safe exit for the kangaroos who entered the property several months ago through holes in the fence. The Shire is now working with the Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning to explore how the peninsula's wildlife population can be better managed and protected. We go now to Greg Holland with the Wildlife Action Group.
It's certainly a triumph for common sense. It's been a long, hard road and a lot of nuisance work by a whole range of people, including the people that manage the property. But we finally come back to the common sense solution which was proposed in the beginning, and that is to put in one-way gates, let the kangaroos get out on their own basis, maybe help scare them out and things like that to make the process work. But it is the best way of doing it all with the minimum damage to kangaroos.
Good news too for the weedy sea dragon this week. The historic Flinders Pier, home to the weedy sea dragon made famous by Sir David Attenborough, will be saved following a groundswell of opposition to the government's planned demolition. The Save Flinders Pier group has rallied nearly 45,000 supporters during a 12-month campaign. Chair for the Save Flinders Pier campaign, Charles Rees, said the announcement is a good outcome for everyone, including the Victorian Government and Parks Victoria.
It is a great win. It's a great win for the Mornington Peninsula. It's a great win for the visitors from across the peninsula and broader Victoria who come across and enjoy the pier. It's a great win for the divers. It's a great win for the commercial operators. And it really is a win for common sense.
And Frankston's new Southside Festival is on this weekend. You can journey underground at the Frankston Arts Centre into the core of a sprawling subterranean generator, watch jazz at McClellan Gallery, learn songs and dances of Bunurong country, or join the Palmer versus Burger debate at the Grand Hotel. Details are on the Southside Festival website. After the break, we have Nicola with the weekend weather update.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Hello, I'm Nicola and welcome to the RPP Weekend Weather Update. Today, Mother's Day, saw a mostly wet day with at least a 1.3 millimetre falling across the peninsula. We reached a top of 14 with a low of 5. Monday should be clearer but overcast day. We should reach a high of 17 and a low of 4. Tuesday sees the sun returning with just some partial cloud cover. Expect a top of 19 and a low of 6. And finally, Wednesday, the 10th of May, sees the rain returning. We will be looking for a high of 20 and a low of 10. Well, that's all for now. I will be back with you on Thursday with our next midweek update. And of course, you can see us on the RPP Local News Bulletin at rppv.com.au, which comes out every Sunday. Until then, take care.
And now to our surf guru Muzz with the Surf Report.
Hi, it's Muzz back with this week's Mornington Peninsula Surf Report. As of today, Friday, we're sort of back into a westerly airstream. Swell's backed off a little bit from yesterday, but we did get a slight sort of south-southwesterly come in with that cold air yesterday. There'll still be waves in Western Port Bay today. They're not going to be solid, but they're still going to be all right. And the next week in front of us looks pretty similar. The swell's going to maintain. I think Saturday, half of the day will be offshore, but then the second half there might be another front come through or a slight change in the wind and more around to the southwest. And that'll prevail through Sunday. The swell will back off a little bit, but it should still be in Western Port. Monday, slight kick in the swell, but the winds are still, going to have a bit more southwest in it. But then come Tuesday, swell drops out. The wind may turn around. There may be a little window northeasterly, so the beach breaks may not be either. Wednesday next week looks okay, and then Thursday looks like another slight kick in the swell. So you should be able to get in the water most days this week. It's not going to be all time, but there's going to be waves to be had. So there is, I think, a malediction comp on Saturday down at Point Leo, restarting their competition season. I know all the other local board riding clubs have been off and running for a little while now. So there's bits and pieces around there. And you should be able to get in the water and have fun. Water's getting cold, weather's cold. Today's, got a bit of iciness in the wind. So it's probably time to start thinking about buying a new 4.3 or unpacking the old one. All right, I will see you next week and have a good one.
And that's all from our team here at RPP News, serving the community with stories that matter to you. Keep watching and do tell your friends. Bringing you the news from coast to coast across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula, I'm Catie Sharp. I'll see you for the next edition.